Okay, hello everyone, my name is Vanessa. Today I'm going to talk about the cell variation affect the estimate of biodiversity and abundance of Nudibranch, Gastropoda, faunas. And the Diel is day and night, and Nudibranch is season. Introduction. The Nudibranch is a complex and ecological species diverse group, and there are 3,000 species in the world, and all the Nudibranch are carnivorous. That means they all eat meat. Sponge, hydrogen, and coral are all their food, and the most Nudibranch have highly specialized for their food on only one particular species. And therefore, the presence and the evidence of Nudibranch may act as a useful indicator of overall diversity. The total number of Nudibranch species recorded at different latitudes of the world. We can see that in the tropical zone, the number of species is far greater than the other latitude. But, however, latitude doesn't completely explain the global biodiversity because of some regions like coral triangle have higher than the other tropical zones. And how about the topic we mentioned, the day and the night? Let's talk about the two kinds of Nudibranch. And this Nudibranch will stay on their food during the daytime, and when the sun goes down, they will go to the place they hide in the night. And the other Nudibranch do in contrast. This observation told that there was the diet variation and affect the biodiversity and abundance. But many research often neglect the nighttime survey. So, in our study, we compare the day and the night season and predict overall Nudibranch biodiversity at particular located in southeastern Taiwan. Macro and methods. The survey conducted in the Greenland, Sealand, in the Green Island. And why we chose Sealand? Because the Sealand is the main branch of the Coopershire Current, and its sea is calm year-round, and it owns a lot of coral reef and coral patches. And in the winter, the strong northeastern monsoons always block it. In 2003, the Sealand has established a marine fishery reserve, so its environment has been protected. And we conduct the survey in December 2009 to November 2010. And we randomly choose the 8 rocks and mark it, with the total area is 1,600 square meters. And each survey we conduct for 70 minutes, but we delay the night dive until after 20 hours because the previous observation that nocturnal Nudibranch didn't emerge until then. And result. We can see we analyze the Nudibranch habitat on the 8 rocks, and the pie chart shows that the highest present cover is coral, the red side, and the lowest present cover is algae. And why is the lowest present cover is algae? Because the date we recorded the habitat, it was in the late autumn. And we recorded a cumulative total of 53 species and include 6 possible new species. We record the 34 species during the daytime and 42 species during the nighttime. And we can see this table. The black bar represents the nighttime service, and the white bar represents the daytime service. And there was no significant difference in the actual number of species between the day and the night. And let's see the mean number of individuals. The number of individuals observed at night was significantly higher than during the day. And we can see the number. Across all our surveys, the number of individuals recorded at night was consistently greater for the day. And we can see the number in the nighttime is double to the daytime. The main factor responsible for this result was the appearance of Tritonia species 1 during the night. We can see the pie chart. We record the 111 individuals of this species, but only 2 were recorded during the day. About the biodiversity index and species similarity, first we use the Shannon-Wiener-Ash diversity index for species richness. We can see this line chart, and the x-axis is date, and the y-axis is diversity. As a line chart, there are no clear pattern between the day and night surveys, and no significant difference between day and the night. And second, we use a pillow evenness index for assessing species evenness. And as a line chart, which x-axis is date and the y-axis is evenness. And we can and the value at the night is lower during the day, from the April to August. And why we got this result? Because the large number of Tritonia species 1 appear at night, which produce a lower value of evenness, and there was no significant difference between the day and the night samples. And finally, we use a dendrogram for hierarchical clustering of all surveys, and which y-axis is the species similarity. The dendrogram shows that the species composition between the night and the day was different, and they form separate groups, but no clear patterns between the seasons. And in our study, we found that there are 2 species being worth to mention it. One is the most frequently recorded species, Diel pustulosa, and the other species is the most abundant species, Tritonia species 1. And we record the Diel pustulosa during the daytime more than during the nighttime. And this is the photo show they are feeding. And the other species we mentioned in this report many times is Tritonia species 1. And here are some photos show their habitat and grafting together. And by the way, these photos are all taken at night. We also compare the relationship between the season and evidence. We choose 2 kinds of feeder. One is coral feeder and the other one is sponge feeder. And we choose 3 kinds of Nudibranch species to conduct this survey. And we found that the abundance between the 4 seasons, the coral feeder is highly significantly different, but the sponge feeder isn't. And which is the season is more abundant? We found that the sponge feeder is in the winter and autumn, and the coral feeder is in the summer and autumn. Discussion. Above all the observation, we have some conclusion. The average number of species is not significantly different between the day and the night. And in Shannon-Wiener-Ash diversity, there's no observed pattern for species richness. And in the pillow evenness index, which tests for species evenness, the night data was almost higher than the day. And the species similarity showed that there was no adverse pattern in the temperature change between month and season. And we compare the species composition between the day and night, and we observe the composition and the night was different to the day. And all the natural species were clustered together. And we want to discuss several factors affect the recording. First is latitude, second is survey effort. After 1 year, the number of species has still not reached a plateau. And the third is the time of survey. Most of previous surveys were conducted in the day, which may neglect the nocturnal species. And the last one is search experience. Maybe we can improve next time. And this is my report. Thanks for listening.
Okay, so 10 minutes, 50 seconds. Wait. And go. Ryan. Lina. Hint. Okay. So, wait.
You have mentioned that you have chosen 54 species in the method and materials. So I want to know how many in the total. Like each species you choose 2 or 3 or.
What's the question?
She means how many we conduct the survey.
Is that your question?
No.
Again, what's your question?
In the materials and method, you have mentioned that you chose 54 species. So I want to know how many how many in total? Like each species you choose 1 or 2 or more.
This survey didn't choose the species. They not focus on the species. They focus on the biodiversity and evenness. So the species is the result we found it. Okay.
All right. Edgar.
Could you explain the p-value index and evidence for more details?
Please. Oh,
What's his question?
can I explain more about the pure evenness index? And if evenness is mean the how close in the number of species, and it's just like the average of the species or the individual we found it. Yes.
Okay. Ryan.
Why is the maker of this paper?
Okay, what's the method of this paper? You can see that it is important that the daytime and the nighttime survey, but the previous observation often neglect the nighttime survey. So we do this experiment on the focus on the between day and the night.
Lina.
The studies next the RAS range. It's a random range or designative range. It's highly reliable for data.
Can you speak?
The RAS range is a random range or designative range.
Oh,
What's the question?
She said that we choose the egg rocks and it's a random to choose these egg rocks. Yes, but the paper didn't mention how we choose the egg rocks. But I think in the Shillong is very evident for Nudibranch. So they choose the egg rocks that guess that there are all Nudibranch on those rocks.
Hints.
You mentioned the season even you choose 3 new species. Why you choose that 3 species?
This?
Yeah.
Oh, the paper didn't mention it, but I think this 3 species is the more easy to see there are coral figure.
Alright. Volunteer question, Annie. 1, 2. Okay. Sorry, what's your name? Okay, Timmy.
Can you go back to the percentage they live in coral and algae? That's good. Yes. You say that the lowest percentage of they live in algae is land because the data is recorded at the late autumn. But we have a possible reason is that they are meat feeders, so they prefer live in coral because the food in there is much more than live in algae.
But we mentioned earlier that the all Nudibranch are all carnivores. That means they all eat meat. So algae is the habitat, but not equal to what they eat.
I mean, it's that the coral has more food, so that they.
But sorry, the paper didn't mention it.
Jay.
You mentioned that there's a species that mostly go out at night, like try anything. And how do you think about the reason? Because we know that it's a carnivore, so it eats meat. So, is there anything will eat it and maybe in the morning, or why would you like? Why would they choose to appear at night?
The paper didn't mention it, but I think just like a human, why we active in the daytime.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. Next time. I think it's an enjoyable talk, but there are also some aspects to improve. So first of all, you will see that the presentation was rich in images. So she showed a lot of this figure. This organism, I personally found it very cute, and she was also quite fluent in her presentation. But you were doing this from time to time, yeah. At the beginning, you were looking more open to the audience, but later you were like, okay. So I think you can improve next time. And her slides were generally, they have large fonts and short text, so these are the slides that I like. And also, I have to emphasize that this is a self-made figure, right? So I think it's by itself. But it's still, it showed me that you have done some work to analyze the data from the paper, so that's something I would definitely encourage. All right. And I probably missed it. Do you have a clear research goal? Is that your research goal? No? No, okay. So I think this is probably your introduction, saying some organisms come out at day and at night. But you probably at the end you didn't tell us, okay, the main research question, which is you want to study why if at night there are different creatures, different diversity. So that's something you have to say clearly. It deserves one slide. Okay. So And there's something that there's one problem that occurred both in this talk and previous talk. That's something that I need to teach you, which is so what's the problem here? What's the problem? No, that's not the problem. What's the problem? You, yes. I'll try your name. What's the problem of this? There's something of you should know. What's the problem of this? Lucia, what's the problem? That jacket, what's the problem? You don't know, okay. It seems like many of you do not know what's the problem. The problem is, this is not official. That is something that, for example, if you go to an interview with some business company, and you have your slides, this, then there will be something like a 10-point deduction. Okay, 马上减10分. This is not official. So you should always spell out, did not, are not. Okay, very important. And for some figure, you remember to introduce the axis, but some not. So there's inconsistency. And also, in this figure, you remember to introduce day and night, but others not. So if I were you to save my effort, I would, for example, put something like night, day. Just mark directly. So you don't even need to introduce this. Okay? And the same for this figure. You just say, this is night, this is day. Okay? Okay, and another issue related to this talk is because you have this index. And index, like this diversity index or evenness index, they are not something that's intuitional. 不是很直觉的. Okay? So you really need to tell people what do, like some of the audience asked, what do the value mean? And I always say, the easiest way to introduce this kind of index is to tell the audience what a higher value means and what a lower value means. You don't even need to tell them how you get to the calculation. Just, higher value means higher diversity. That's it. Okay? And higher evenness means higher, more even distribution. Alright. Okay. And then the same. This dendrogram is not something that people read every day. So you need to tell them, okay, these cluster together, so they are more similar. However, there is some statistical significance issue related here. I don't go into detail. Okay, and when I was reading the paper, I think it was a very interesting talk. And if I were you, it was a very interesting paper. And if I were you, I would definitely emphasize this because I found it quite the behavior interesting and cute. So I would sort of humanize them a little bit. Like at the dark night, they will come out, and they will come out in group, start to harvest sponge, something like that. Okay, humanize. Some pronunciation issue, abundant and obvious, right? Okay. But overall, you chose a very nice material, and it was a very good talk. Hope to see your improvement next time. Okay.